Hey everyone, it's Jeannie, and today I'm here to share a scene card with you using Gerda Steiner's Chicks and Bunnies stamp set. I think this is a freaking adorable stamp set, and the chicks that I'm using for today's card are extra cute. I figured that it was time to bust out some of my Easter stamp sets because it is spring and Easter is just around the corner. And although it doesn't feel like it, the year is going by and the holidays are coming up, and Easter is one of the first ones. For my card today, I am creating a scene card and using masking and distress ink blending for the entire card. It's a pretty simple card. It just requires a little bit of patience because of the masking. For the masking, I'm using full adhesive post-it notes, and I find that these really work well for smaller images, and for any larger images, I tend to use Eclipse masking paper. So I have everything masked out because I will be using distress inks for the background, and that usually leads to a pretty simple card. So if you guys have any of the things in your arsenal, you can create a really easy card with this, and you don't have to color too much. Because the chicks are a little bit small, there's a lot of white space, so that's when I tend to use distress inks to color up a background easily instead of using my alcohol markers or something like that, because my inks last a really long time and refills are totally worth the money, and alcohol markers are kind of more expensive to, especially to color up a full background, and you won't get the best blend. At least for me, I tend to get some streaking when I use Copic markers for a full background. So as you can see, I kind of manipulate the sentiment so that it's stacked on each other, and I've drawn out a wooden sign using pencil, and I think that that is a big part of my scene building for my cards, is usually just creating things that I don't have as stamp sets. And a sign is really simple. It's just, a rectangle and then a longer one for the stick. For the masking for the particular sign, I'm using Eclipse paper because it is white and it's really easy to see through. So for any hand drawn images, you're able to trace over what you created, and then you're able to have that mask fit perfectly for your handmade item. So I tend to go back and forth using either the full post-it adhesives or the Eclipse paper, depending on my need. Usually for the full adhesive post-its, it's for smaller images that I can fit, and the Eclipse paper are for the larger images that I need to mask off. So for the background, I'm using Distress Oxide inks, and it's on a media mat. It's from Waffle Flower, and I just got this, and I actually really like it. So I had debated between the big one or the small one, but for me, space is a big issue, and storage is too, and the mini just worked better for me. I can put it away when I'm not using it, and I can pull it out when I do need it. For the bigger mat, I think that it would just be harder to move around, especially if I want to just work on the glass mat, which I tend to do. So this works out really well. And for the inking itself, it's really easy to clean up. I can just, run it under the sink and it's clean, and I can dry it off and put it away in its little baggie for next time. So for the grass, I just used mowed lawn, and for the sky, I decided to use a mix of broken china and blueprint sketch, and I think it turned out really well. I think the blue actually was a little too much blue and darker than I had expected, but it works, and the mix of the different colors adds a bit of interest to it. I also have this water cup. You can tell it's kind of dirty, but it works for its purposes. I just splatter it everywhere on the background because the Distress Oxide inks are reactive, and I'll just pick up any excess water with a towel. So my favorite part is to remove the mask and see all the white that's underneath, and I think that that's so much fun with masking. That's why I like doing it so much, because it's just kind of magical when you remove the mask. So for the coloring, I am using Copic markers. I will be listing all the colors that I use down below. I've kept it pretty simple. The chicks will be colored in the same exact colors, and it's a blend of, I think, 3 Copic markers. And I add a little dimension under its chin. Look like they have a round belly, so they are adorable and cute. I really, really like this image just because it's just so sweet, and you can use it for like baby cards, even, right? Like there's the rooster and the little chickies, and it's just adorable. So I kind of wanted to seem like it's an Easter egg hunt, and the chicks are, hanging out too. So for all the coloring, I keep it pretty simple. I think that I use max of 3 colors per egg and basket and item, and I think that it's pretty self-explanatory. I've been work from home since the beginning of March, and it's been kind of a challenge because I'm not used to working from home. And I know that everyone's kind of stuck inside and restless these days, but I think that for me, at least, it allows me to craft a little more because I save time on my commute, and I'm kind of looking for the bright side of things. I know that you can go out for a walk, and I did that today, which was really nice. It's just really weird seeing the streets be so empty. I live in San Francisco, so as you can imagine, the streets are usually really busy. But here, there's parking and there's people outside, and everyone's keeping their distance, which is really nice. And nobody's getting upset about like being too close or anything like that. Everyone's just kind of aware. And I think that this is the only way that we can, get this virus contained so it doesn't keep spreading. And I think that it's just a very interesting time to be around, right? You don't really think about being stuck inside ever because you have that freedom to go outside and do the things that you want to do. For me, I actually had spent some time creating cards and sending out snail mail and writing letters, which is something I haven't done in a really long time. I make all these cards. I don't really sell them. I always have a huge collection, and I tend to either give them away or, take donations for some of the cards from my family members. But I don't proactively send mail, and I feel like it's the perfect time to do so. Kids that are stuck at home can send out snail mail, they can have pen pals because they don't really get to talk to their friends unless it's like on FaceTime. And it's not that special. And so I actually had sent out an email to like my coworkers, and I told them, like we don't really get anything fun in the mail anymore, and this is the perfect time for it because we're not able to see each other and we're not able to go out and have that FaceTime. So it's perfect. So I actually went to the post office today to drop off a ton of mail, which is awesome, but I also felt bad because I had so many things. But it was really, really fun to sit down and write letters to people that I haven't written to in a really long time. So if you guys want, I know that there's a ton of nursing homes where, people just aren't getting mail or visitors because no one's allowed to visit right now. And it's just something to keep in mind. People that you haven't reached out to yet, you can reach out to, and it'd be probably a bright light in their day, right? You don't really get that interaction anymore because you have technology or you have actual FaceTime. And because of the fact that we can't do it, it's kind of cool that we can proactively think of other ways to reach out to the people that we want to reach out to. And I actually have another video of an idea that I had for some of my friends with kids, and I created little card kits. So I'll have that up soon, and you guys could do the same if you wanted to. So I think a card or getting anything in the mail besides something that you buy for yourself is kind of cool. But yeah, that's it for the card today. I didn't really do much except create a scene, but cards are easy to make and you can send them out to the people that you care about and want to say hello to. So consider sending out a card or getting a pen pal. And thanks for stopping by. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.